Oh my gosh, y'all, so I just got back from PAX West, and I got some behind-the-scenes action on a couple of games that are upcoming from Square Enix, and I'm going to be going over all of these games in the next few days. But today, I actually got a chance to play quite a bit of my most anticipated game of the year, Dragon Quest III HD2D Remastered. I first played this game whenever I was in 4th grade, whenever I was a little kid back on the NES when it first came out, and I adored it. I loved it. Then I went and I played the SNES remake when that was translated. I got the Game Boy Color remake, played the mobile versions, the Switch versions, all these various different versions. But I've got to say, this version is the definitive version. There was a new job class and a lot of different things added into other versions, like the Thief and things like that, but now we also get the Monster Wrangler job class, and today I want to tell you all about that job class, my experience with the game, what I saw, and does the Puff Puff exist? And I do think that is worth a sub, as I do try my hardest to hit 100,000 subscribers, and with your help, your like, and your sub, I do know that I can get there. So thank you so much for that, for your sub and for your like. Now let me tell you all about my time with Dragon Quest III HD 2D. So first of all, I do want to let you know that I wasn't actually able to record my own personal footage. I was able to do whatever it was that I wanted to do, but I can only use the footage that is provided to me by Square Enix. So if I talk about some things in this video that you don't see, like, I'm talking about it, but you don't see it in the video, that's because Square didn't provide me that footage. But I did it! I promise you I did it. So anyway, you start off the demo in Romilly Castle Basement, back where the monster arena is, and they pretty much told you, like, hey, your next objective is to go to Skyfell Tower, which is the Tower of Champagne in the NES version, where Kandar has the crown and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I don't really want to go there. I already know what happens there, so I didn't. I took one for the team, and I explored. That's why I said that little addendum earlier about, like, I can only talk about what, I can talk about the stuff that I did. I might not be able to show it, because they didn't have it. But anyway, first things first, I went to the menu to familiarize myself with just what was going on, and I saw my party that was given to me at the hero, had a Monster Wrangler, had a Pilgrim, and had a Wizard. So I was like, sweet, I have the Monster Wrangler, I really want to check them out. And I saw that they had abilities. They had abilities like, it was like healing abilities, stunning abilities, like a jack of all trades, things that will buff and debuff the party, things that will heal, dealing damage, and they were able to equip boomerang type weapons too, just like the thieves and the merchants and the heroes as well. So they do seem to be a pretty well-rounded job class. I also noticed another interesting addition is the hero has access to a revival spell, which he never had access to in any previous versions. Also, physical job classes, such as the hero, such as the Monster Wrangler, have access to those aforementioned abilities. Like the hero has the Flame Slash and the Dodgy Dance, but the magical classes, the Pilgrim and the Wizard, they have access to spells. They don't have access to those abilities. I also noticed in the menu that there are 3 different difficulty modes, the Dragon Quest modes, the Draki Quest modes, which is the easier version, and a Draconian Quest mode. So, with all that being said and done, I left Romilly and I headed northward. Ho! And first things first, like, whenever you leave Romilly, you go straight into, just a little place, just a little area that you, like, are forced into, where there's just some NPCs wandering around, like a little checkpoint area or whatever, and the NPCs are, like, talking about robbers attacking travelers lately, which is obviously Kandar. Then I go out and I explore the world map, and I see all these little sparklies around. And I'm like, oh, it's probably like a medical herb or something. But no, it held multiple items. Like it might be medical herbs and antidotal herbs and a seed of luck, all just from one little tiny sparkly. And I couldn't help but notice, but as I'm traversing the world, it's like this over-the-shoulder viewpoint. And I started going up towards Kazav into the mountains, and it was just gorgeous. There was like lightning bugs flying around through the forest and everything. It looked majestic, really, really nice. The reason why I wanted to go on foot up to Kazav rather than casting the zoom spell, which by the way is free in this version. It's just a complete fast travel. It used to be the return spell that you would learn on the hero, and it would cost 8 MP. Then it went down to a 1 MP cost. Now it's just free. You just go into the menu, hit R2, boom, you're zooming, and it costs nothing. It's just a fast travel option at this point. But the reason why I wanted to walk there rather than zoom there was because I know that there is a Pachisi track up in the mountains. At least there was in the SNES and the Game Boy Color version of the game. And it's over there on the left-hand side. It's kind of between Romilly and Kazav, and I was looking for it. I didn't see it. So it looks like Pachisi is not in the game. Either that or they moved that particular track. I am not aware. Also, I didn't receive any Monster Medal drops. That doesn't mean that Monster Medals aren't in the game. It just means that I didn't receive any Monster Medal drops. So, could not be there. I don't know. But anyway, after I did that and I tried to search, I'm like, you know what? Screw Kandar. I want to go down to Asaram, and I want to see about the Puff Puff and see what's going on. Is the Puff Puff still in the game? I am happy to tell you, Puff Puff is here, and you actually get a trophy for doing it called a Puffection. And it works the same way. You know, the girl's like, hey, babe, come on up to my bedroom. I'm going to show you the magic of the Puff Puff. By the way, all NPCs are voiced as well, which is really cool. So then you go up there, the lights are out, you know, the Puff Puff happens, and then if you've played the game, you know what happens at that point. It works the exact same way. It's really a little funny interaction. As I'm also exploring through Asaram, I found a jewel bag monster. And I thought, you know, maybe you need the Monster Wrangler in order to get these monsters, but you don't. You can get it with the hero. So you see the monster kind of hiding out in town, you talk to it with the hero, and you send it off to Monty's Monster Menagerie. And I'm like, really? That wasn't in the original game. Let's find out where that is. I search my zoom menu and I find that it's in Romilly, back where you began in the Monster Arena. And that's when I found out that the Monster Arena works entirely different this time. You're able to create monster teams for the monsters that you encounter and kind of recruit in town, and then you fight them against, you know, different monstery battles or whatever in the arena, kind of like Dragon Quest Monsters The Dark Prince if you played that. Now, in these Monster Arena fights, you can't give them any sort of direct commands. You can change their strategy, though. You can put them on, like, defensive or offensive or fight wisely, that sort of stuff, but you can't give them any sort of direct commands. So if you are worried about having to, like, be forced to have a Monster Wrangler in your party to recruit monsters or whatnot, or do the arenas and stuff like that, don't be. Any class combination can participate in monster battling and the collection. Another thing that I do want to mention is that it's kind of unfortunate, but you can't see your party members during battle. I know a lot of you were talking about that whenever you saw the latest trailer. You're wondering, like, hey, can you see your party members? And you can see them during the turn selection portion of the battle whenever you're choosing what you want them to do, but you actually can't see them whenever they go into the battling portion. Also, the menu tells you exactly what to do, where to go. Your objectives are clearly listed in order of where you need to go, so you're not going to be confused. I've got to say, with all the quality of life things that I saw, with the beautiful graphics, with the new job class added, with all just the little doodads and just different things to do, this is still my most anticipated game of them all of the year, as if there was really any sort of question about that. So now I want to ask you, would you have any questions about Dragon Quest Monsters 3? Maybe I can answer them in the comments. Do let me know. And what is your most anticipated game of the year? Are you looking forward to this one as much as I am? Let me know in the comments, and as always, have a good day.